Hello, and God bless you. I would like to welcome you to the gathering in Christ.
This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. For the Lord is here, and where He is holy.
Hello, my name is Andy, and I'm a minister of Trinity of Christ Ministries. And today we're doing a Bible study on Proverbs 19. Now I'm going to put the music back on for a minute or two to help us meditate and pray to the Holy Spirit to guide our lesson and to teach us individually what we need to know. So let me put the music back on.
This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. For the Lord is here, and where He is holy. These are holy hands. We're lifting a holy hand. For the Lord is here, and where He is holy. These are holy hands. We're lifting up holy hands. For the Lord is here, and where He is holy.
Okay, let us begin. Better is a poor person, who walks in his integrity, than one who is crooked in speech and is in a fool. Now, I'm hoping you're reading above my head here. uh, I'm going to be doing it line by line because that is kind of how Proverbs is. And so, better is a poor person who walks with his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. People don't put a lot of weight on integrity today. But if you don't have integrity, nobody trusts you with anything. It's something to keep in mind and to contemplate. And if you're crooked in speech, no one is going to listen to you, and they'll consider you a fool. Verse 2. Desire without knowledge is not good, and whoever makes haste with his feet misses his way. In other words, to desire something and not understand what you're desiring is foolish. It's not good. It'll lead you to your destruction. And that's how sin is. Sin always appears to be fun on the surface, but destroys you in the end. And whoever makes haste with his feet misses his way. In other words, watch where you're going. Never go through life with blinders on. That is about faith most of all. Don't just listen to what I tell you. Hear it, learn it, and prove it to yourself. And then it is your faith. 3. When a man's folly brings his way to ruin, His heart rages against the Lord. Unfortunately, this is something that is very true. When something goes wrong in our lives, first thing we do is blame God. Why did He let this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? And we don't give credit to our own folly, our own stupid actions that brings us to the point of suffering. So before you blame God, look at yourself twice. 4. Wealth brings many new friends, but a poor man is deserted by his friend. Unfortunately, this is also true. People who have wealth have people pouring over them, giving things to them for free just to be close to them, so that they hope to get something back. But the poor man who has nothing, nobody wants to be around that. They want to go where it's fun and where people can help them, which is really sad for the poor. 5. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will not escape. Let me tell you something about people who are liars. When you tell a lie, you have to remember the lie you've told, because then when someone questions it, you have to come up with another lie to cover it. And that goes on and on and on until you eventually slip. And it's guaranteed the truth always comes to light. You may get away with something for a while, but eventually the lie will slip you up. 6. Many seek the favor of a generous man, and everyone is a friend of a man who gives gifts. Kind of the same principle. You know, everyone likes someone who's paying for their drinks, someone to party with, someone to get something free from. And so he has friends out the ears. But when it comes to someone who can't give those gifts, they're abandoned, like as if they were a leper. And that is how it is in society. I know. I'm disabled. I know exactly what it's like. And I'm telling you, it's true. You'll have plenty of friends around you when you have something to give. But if you are in a state where you can't, you don't want to be there, trust me. 7. All a poor man's brothers hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? Again, the poor man is left by himself. He pursues them with his words, but does not have them. 8. Whoever gets sense loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will discover good. That one isn't quite as clear as the other ones have been. Whoever gets sense loves his own soul. A person who wants to live a righteous life, who wants to please God, to live in the truth, well, they save their souls. And whoever accepts the truth as it is will discover good. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish. Like I said before, initially you might get away with something, but eventually it comes back on you, and you can't control how badly it comes back on you. 10. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury, much less for a slave to rule over princes. I'll stop on that one for a second. It is not fitting for a fool to live in luxury. Why? Because he's going to waste it and throw it away. And much less for a slave to rule over princes, for what training does a slave have that makes him a good prince? But, on the other side of the coin, just because you're born a prince doesn't mean you are one. It is something that is earned more than it is born into. 11. Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. This one is so hard to do, but it is very right. When you get mad, you literally get mad. You lose your mind. You do things and say things you wouldn't say normally. And thus you lose control of your life and yourself. And you hand it over to the person that you're angry with. So it is better to be slow to anger, to keep your senses, and to be able to choose and judge rightly. And it is to God's glory to overlook an offense given to you. 12. A king's wrath is like the growling of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. What does this mean? It means that a king who is in power over you, it is not good to get him angry, because he could do whatever he wants with you. But to have his favor is like the dew, the water that feeds the grass. 13. A foolish son is a ruin of his father, and a wife's quarreling is as continual dripping of rain. This should send a shudder of fear through all parents. What your son and daughter do reflect upon you, and they can bring you to ruin. So teach them well, so that they can live a better life, and so can't you. And the wife's quarreling is a continual dripping of rain. When you have a wife who constantly wants to fight you and quarrel with you, it makes life miserable, just like the dripping rain would be miserable. 14. House and wealth are inherited from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. I will say this to all the women out there. You could be a great gift to your husband or a great curse to your husband. And it's what you choose to do with your life that will make you either happy or miserable. If you choose to be a curse to your husband, your life will be miserable. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep, and an idle person will suffer hunger. In other words, we are built and meant to work, to do things, to make things, to grow and better the world around us. And so, if you're slothful and all you want to do is play games, and all you want to do is things that are fun, partying and stuff like that, you're a drag on life. You're a drag on society. Learn to be useful. Whoever keeps the commandment keeps his life. He who despises his ways will die. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds. So be kind and care for the poor, as the Lord cares and is kind to you, and he will be kinder to you for it. 18. Discipline your son, for there is hope. Do not let your heart set your heart on putting him to death. I just talked about that. To discipline your child is not a bad thing. To discipline your child offers him hope. For if he does not learn discipline from you, he will learn it from the world. And the world is far harsher than you could ever be. For you love your child and want to see him do well. The world doesn't care and will destroy your child if he does wrong. 19. A man of great wrath will pay the penalty. For if you deliver him, you will only have to do it again. Gee, this kind of reminds me of the Iran war that we're going through right now. If you deliver him from his penalty for being bad and, threatening the world and doing all sorts of nasty, wrong things, they're only going to continue doing it, and then even more. It's better for you to take care of business the first time, or you'll have to do it again. 20. Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. Many are the plans in the mind of a man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand. No matter what plans you may have, God has planned for your life, and it will not be thwarted. There are people who will try to go to seersayers and people who predict the future to try to beat God's plan for you. But even in that, you cause his plan to fulfill. So stop trying to beat God's plan and accept the truth of your life and do what you can to make it better. 22. What is desired in a man is steadfast love, and a poor man is better than a liar. Men don't think about love that much, because we think of love in a different way. We think of love as caring for those who we are responsible for. It might mean earning a job and earning a living from a job we hate. It may be taking care of them when they're sick. It may be trying to provide some fun for them, places to go and things to do. All of these are methods that men show their love to the loved ones. But even though a poor man is better than a liar, the fear of the Lord leads to life, and whoever has it rests satisfied. He will not be visited by harm. If you fear the Lord and you obey his commandments, you will stay out of trouble, is what that says. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish and will not even bring it back to his mouth. Some people are so lazy they won't even feed themselves. 25. Strike a scoffer, and the simple will learn prudence. Reprove a man from understanding, and he will gain knowledge. If you reprove a man, you tell him where he's wrong and why he's wrong. If he's wise, he'll gain knowledge and will improve whatever he's doing. 26. He who does violence to his father and chases away his mother is a son who brings shame and reproach. Now, he brings shame to the family completely, but the shame on him or her is the worst. Cease to hear instruction, my son, and you will stray from the words of knowledge. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Condemnation is ready for scoffers, and beating for the backs of fools. Okay. A man who does violence against his father and mother. No greater fool is he. I once asked a bunch of teenagers, who would you listen to? Your parents? And they all were like, no, never. Or your friends? Yeah, we'll listen to our friends. They're the ones giving us good advice. And I just shook my head. For your parents have given you life. They protected your life. They gave you food and shelter and care. They watch over you. They keep you alive. Not one of your friends would do that. So you listen to someone who's likely to get you in trouble before you listen to someone who's been protecting you all your life. Interesting. Now, there are parents who are not worthy of listening to, but the average parent is not that. My cat has decided to join the meeting. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. You know, people who believe in lying and cheating, they're only cheating themselves. And they hurt everyone. And that hurt comes back upon them because they are fools. And that's why condemnation is ready for the scoffers and a beating for the backs of fools. Because it always comes back upon you. And I'm going to put on some music for our Bible study is done. And I hope you'll come check us out on trinityofchrist.org for all our Bible studies. May you go and be blessed with God and His wisdom.